Dude, I don't like this. Oh my gosh, Joel, no.
That was so sketchy. Well, where there was one, there's now two. I built this pad originally to house minimum 2 tanks. Thought we'd get through a winter with just one, but it's really not probably the best. Getting through with one means they have to come back here sometime in the wintertime and refill, and that's just not gonna work. We're about to get 9 inches of snow, and from then on, it just gets worse, and this becomes such a muddy mess that they were like, I think you should just bite the bullet and do 2 tanks now. So we bought a second tank that gives us 2,000 gallons of propane for the whole house now. And they're gonna fill this one up, top this one off, and we'll start out the winter 2,000 gallons heavy so that we can make it through the winter without having to be refilled. And that's what you ideally wanna do, is not be filling them in the wintertime, because that's when propane prices typically are the highest, is during the more high demand months. So you try to buy it in the summertime when it's cheaper, and then let it sit. We have 2 more days of good weather, and you can see it is starting to set in. The clouds are coming around. Last night was beautiful. Clear skies, full moon, gorgeous. We were back on the tractor today, and it's a lot. What's that? Oh, I'm gonna need that. Oh, I think I threw one in the bags. So we are setting these panels, and luckily this is kind of nice. They slide behind each other on this one, at least for that corner, so it holds it so it doesn't tip back, because that's a big issue we run into. My help had to step away for about an hour, and doing a panel by yourself is doable, not wise though, especially when we're this far up. If you drop one, something could get hurt, somebody could get hurt, or something could get very damaged. So right now I'm just taking the time to do what they call stitching. So on the ridges where these 2 seams line up over top of each other, you have to put screws 20 inches on center. So I've already done all the way over here, and now I'm just working my way up. And I've stationed the basket so that I'm spanning roughly 3 seams. Seam here, and technically we span this seam, but since we don't have the panel up, we can't put that panel in. But when I was doing those ones, I could span 3, so I would just work my way. And what I did, and at this point you start using a significantly smaller screw. These are only like 3/4 inch, really easy. And I just took a piece of wood and notched it at 20 inches. And so this way I can set it on the last screw so it sits like that. And then I put my next screw up, and boom, I got my 20 inches. And then I just finish it up. It goes pretty quick. I thought it would take a lot longer, but it's gone pretty fast doing it this way. Definitely a must is magnetized drivers. Yeah, you can put a 3/8 inch socket on there and it'll work. Sorry, 3/8, 5/16 socket on your drill and it'll work, but it's not magnetized, and that's a big problem. I need to be able to tip this and move it around with that screw on there and not lose it. So magnetized tips is the only way to go. That feels so much better, getting that stitching done. I have not done any of the stitching on the shop so far, mostly because I can go back and do that pretty quick, but this back wall is going to be the most difficult because it's so high. So I'm going to try and get this wall stitched before the lift has to go back and before we've gotten everything buttoned up, because I can always grab my ladders and stitch the rest. Even in the snow, it's not a big deal. It's a lot slower. This is definitely more efficient, getting the bucket and just doing it. But while I have a limited amount of time with the rental machine and with help and beating the storm, the 9 inches of snow that are predicted to come in the next couple days, I have to get panels up as much as possible. So stitching is just one of those things I've not been working on, and I'm all the way caught up to where we're at next. So now it's ready for panels. So what I think I'm going to do is get insulation picked out so that we've got that all the way set up so that we're not having to go and search for parts. That eats up a ton of time. If you can stay in your work zone with things laid out, that definitely goes a lot farther let's see, that's 9, that's 10, 11 foot, that's 12.3 right there. But we got to go that one on the bottom. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. They're going to go at the same time. So we've got everything laid out, everything marked. Now we're actually laying out the whole back half of that building, or the remainder of it, on the trailer, so we don't have to keep doing like onesie twosie runs up here. It's just all or nothing.
Sure, this is like OSHA not approved.
Well,
all right.
I don't report to OSHA.
Hit it.
Today's task doesn't work for OSHA, but we're at like 27 feet, and this thing is maxed out, full capacity weight. It's just what you got to do. So, but we've met the middle point. Now we're heading back down this side, and things will hopefully get easier. That's amazing. I was never out of the basket.
It's a risky business.
Everybody asks. Never out of it.
Take your safety harness off now.
Yeah. Oh, that feels so. Oh, that's awful feeling.
Good.
Yeah, I think you'll be all right. Holy cow. It's like on a cruise ship. When you go to bed at night, you're going to feel like you're swimming. I just felt that drop like 6 inches. That was so scary. Nothing to push against.
Baxton will grab your cheeks. Push.
Let's see.
There we go.
We're going to have to readjust this tractor after this. This is sketchy. And then get some clean underwear too. I'll tell you, I don't think this is part of the job description. Huh? Oh, building. Oh, I'm gonna have you go over like James's side just so I'm not too heavy on one side.
Dude,
Hi.
dude, I don't like this. He ought to be behind you in case you slip. Oh my gosh, Joel, no. Here.
Think
Dude.
about it, guys. We fall. This house is paid for. It's all done. Good.
Your wife will live a long life.
Didn't last long. Okay. That is
Jeez.
so sketch. Alright.
Because you can't.
Time to move the tractor. That was so sketchy. It is day three of working on this shop. Back wall and oh, see the deer? Can't see the deer. Right needs to come down. Left side, okay. Is that enough? Wow, okay. And with that, the 2023 season has come to and with that, this wall has come to a close. We still have the trim pieces that go on the corners, but we're gonna do all that very last. Now we're moving to the roof. All of these last foam separators, I had to chase down the mountain because they got left out in the wind. But we're finally to a point where we're putting this parapet wall up. That's what this is. This little wall goes up to the higher elevation, and then makes it so the water can't come back. You just put this foam in, it seams together like so, sits over these edges. You definitely can't just yank on this stuff though. If you pull it, it'll come right out of there. So you just gotta set it kind of in place, push it back. But if you don't put this stuff in, this is where animals, birds especially, will nest. Bees, they'll nest up in here, wasps. And wasps really like this black roof. So we have to definitely make sure we keep this stuff intact. We didn't get anything done on the roof like I was hoping. But we did get, well, I guess we got the parapet wall put up there. That's in place and that's good. So we're ready for the roof to start. What we did get done though is, again, that back wall all the way done, and then staging. And then not only that, because all of my materials have kind of been staged on the hillside, which was great for the summertime, but I've got 9 inches of snow scheduled starting tomorrow for the next 3 days. So I didn't want to try and have to find all of our parts or pieces in the snow. So we took the last couple hours, got most of the roof staged. It's actually stacked up on this roof. So that's good. And then we got all of the remainder pieces put under here. All of our butyl tape screws, all of our rain gutters, our man door steel outline, all of the black trim that goes around the building. All of that is here and at least is covered. So we don't have to worry about snow problems, at least for a while. Hopefully after that snowstorm, I can at least be working on the roof next week. We got a lot accomplished. It was a big wall. That's a huge wall to get done. And we did it. So thanks for your help, Code. Okay. If you guys liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.
Bye.